motion on my second serve when the beaver started. Of course you didn't think about it. Man, don't you know I know what's going on? Jesus Christ.
A nice relaxing changeover for Becker.
Now they're doing battle again. That was obviously on tape during the changeover. Into the third set we go.
Perhaps giving the chair umpire a piece of his mind, inventing like that will help Boris Becker, but it surely didn't help Michael Stich against Agassi in last year's U.S. Open final. He too thought that all the calls were going the Americans' way, and I think Boris Becker can be kind of paranoid about that stuff too. Again, he already felt that Agassi had preferential treatment at Wimbledon. You know, he always got the center court there, and now he's talking about the fact that Agassi's getting calls and judgments because he's the American. And I think that's unfair.
At least the difference, Stich did in the first game. Becker's waited a couple sets, so he's had more experience. Hey, Wayne McEwen's Australian. I don't know how that works. Australians don't like Americans, do they?
Seal in the Becker box with Barbara Becker. And Agassi quickly to 40 love. Opening the third set, he's up 2 sets, winning both tie breaks.
He rolls.
So a game at love for Andre Agassi to open the third. Chair umpire Wayne McEwen of Sydney, Australia. Can he make it work for him, or will it work against him? One thing about Boris Becker is, you know, he's never quit. He'll be out there. In fact, here in the U.S. Open, he's come back from 2 sets down 8 times. 3 times at the U.S. Open, pardon me, 8 times in his career, and 3 times here at the Open, and once against Andre Agassi in the '89 Davis Cup semis. Whether any of that's going to be of use to him here, we'll find out. But he does know he came back against Agassi at Wimbledon.
It's clearly what he's got to keep telling himself. I was way down there. It's the last time we played. Serving big.
Hey, served great.
Haven't been broken. Down 2 sets. Don't bring that part up.
Remember when Michael Stich beat Stefan Edberg at Wimbledon the year he won it, and Edberg never dropped his serve. Happens when things get decided by tie breaks.
There's a risk of what Boris Becker did there. He hits this half volley, and you'll see here, if you can see Boris in the replay, actually, no, we're looking at Andre. Boris took a couple steps back again. That gives Agassi a little bit of the angle. He's calculating in that instant whether he thinks Agassi's going to have a big swing at it. Agassi had too much time there to move back. He has to try to cut off his angle if possible, not give him a bigger one. And that's an effective serve right into the body. Becker trying to settle himself down again, appears to have done so. A couple big second serves.
He got it. So Boris Becker has evened things at 1-all here in the third set. You're looking at the USDA National Tennis Center from our blimp. We are bringing you live U.S. Open men's semifinal action. And Andre Agassi has won 2 tie-break sets. Tim Ryan with Mary Carrillo and John McEnroe. Love Agassi. Earlier, Pete Sampras advanced to the championship match with a win over number 14 seeded Jim Courier, his fellow American, in 4 sets. Steffi Graf, in an emotionally charged women's championship match, defeated Monica Seles, who had such a glorious run coming back to the tennis tour. 1 tournament behind her, made it to the final, losing to Graf.
Graf said after her win that it was the best of her career.
15-all.
The happiest she's ever been, the biggest win she's ever achieved. To have a look at Becker again having to come up with some very difficult volleys to stay in these games. 15-all.
Serving, John, has been remarkable, and we've had no breaks of serve.
Well, that's the story of this match, without a doubt. Both players have excellent first serve percentages. Andre with a lot of aces for him. Becker with 19, and the difference, there's a difference, I guess you'd have to say. Becker with a lot more unforced errors, although it's only been 7-6, 7-6. Seems closer than that.
And the thing about Boris Becker is that you feel he's peaked for the U.S. Open in the same way he tried to peak for Wimbledon. He's fit. I mean, so it's not as though he's giving up on this match, even 2 sets down. He's prepared hard for this U.S. Open, so he's going to hang around in this match and see if good things can happen.
Tim, he's trying to figure out what to do with the Agassi first serve. That time he tried to step in and go for it, just missed the line. Hit it well. It is a dilemma for him. Doesn't want to push it back because Agassi will take charge of the point.
Agassi holds for 2-1. We'll be back 1-2 here on the third.
Thank you.
A lot of movement by the spectators. And it must be said, a lot of them have left since the conclusion of the women's championship match. We're now at 7 minutes after 7 Eastern time here in New York.
Need to draw for that?
Just long. Sampras over Courier earlier.
He's been a pretty good prognosticator, Sampras. He thought that Courier would beat Chang, even though Chang was seated much higher, and he has also picked Agassi to beat Becker.
He also picked McEnroe to beat Becker. So we want to, along with me and everyone else. So
yeah.
I'm going to put him on a...
Good to bring up. 7 double faults for Becker.
I can hear him right now saying, "No, I didn't, John." I thought he had a good chance.
Becker at love 30. Comes up with a big one.
I'd like to see a percentage of how often that happens in big matches. Becker plays a couple loose points and comes back and hit a bomb at love 30. Probably like 90% of the time.
And another big serve to even it at 30 all.
That's 68% of the time he can do it at 15-30. Not quite the scissor kick of Sampras, but gets the job done. That was the return of the match right there. Boris trying to angle Andre off the court, so he steps forward at an angle himself to cut off Boris's serve.
Sets up break point.
And this is a big, big point for Boris Becker.
First break of the match.
We talked going into this match about how Becker is the kind of guy who can hurt Agassi because of his serving. Here he was forced to make a tough pickup volley and couldn't handle the heat of the Agassi backhand. But it's Agassi's serving that has been so impressive. He's only lost 20 points on serve. And that's in 14 service games. 2 tiebreakers.
15.
He's the one who's keeping it stingy.
And that previous passage, I just said, I'm going to hit it so hard that no matter how quick you are, you're not going to hit it in.
That's just a great knee bend on that backhand. Agassi lined himself up well. Shot it back at Becker. And again, it's not all about heat with Agassi. He's keeping that ball low. He's hitting it early. Another good way to rob somebody of time to prepare.
Volley passing shot that Agassi hits consistently. Connors can't even stay with him on that one. Maybe the return. Becker trying to apply the pressure once again, decides, okay, I'll try to hit this one shorter. Agassi steps forward, takes his time, pulls it up the line from there. A rare miss hit. Good time to hit it up 40 love.
Hit back for the game point to Andre Agassi in a 4-1 lead here.